Hello everyone, I hope you're keeping well. You're watching Bob's Baggers, home of all things rubbish. We are back with some more Gran Turismo 4. I think we're going to start the 90s Japanese Championship. In the last episode we bought this, Evo 4, one of the best looking Japanese cars in my opinion. I mean, look at the fog lights. Need I say more, just look at the fog lights. I do apologise there wasn't a video last week, I just didn't have time. Between jury service and working every weekend at the moment, I just did not get much chance to sit down and record a video. So here we are. I'm recording this on a Friday. You'll see this on a Saturday. I'm hoping to record a Midnight Club video on Monday, seeing as it's bank holiday and I am off. So we'll see what happens. Right, let's have a look. No. Those don't look horrible, actually. I quite like those. They're going on. Now, this should be about 280 horsepower, would I like to have thought. We'll find out in a second. 277. Do I think that's enough? I mean, everything else there is going to have somewhere in the ballpark of, that's not what I wanted, 280 horsepower, I would have thought. There we go, 300 horsepower, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to take any weight out either. Let's see what happens. Professional, no, it's Japanese events. Where are we looking? Japanese 90s. Unmodified cars only. Is it going to get funny? It's got an exhaust on it. Is it? I mean, we'll see. The thing is, it says normal or sports tyres, and then it's like, oh, no modifications. But surely if I put on sports softs, that's still a modification. Maybe it's just saying don't bring a race car. Well, the game doesn't even know what it's talking about. Prelude, Civic, Prelude, Mirage, and Evo. Oh goodness. Well, this should be quite easy. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, Evo is always going to be quick, but yeah. So can you tell it's been a long week? How has everyone been? Let me know in the comments what you've been up to, what's new. Oh, I'm currently skidding the Evo. Lovely. It's a little bit more tail happy than I thought it was going to be fair. Yeah, 300 horsepower might have been too much. Thing is, it said Japanese 90s, I was expecting like Skylines and Supras and S15s, MR2 turbos, but no. I don't think, apart from my car, I don't think there's a single thing here that's actually turbocharged. I think everything else was a Honda or a, or a Mitsubishi that's pretending to be a Honda. God, this is quite tail happy. It's quite fun actually. Should be a nice quick championship then. Lovely stuff. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my best mate Tim for fixing the Golf. Again, an ABS sensor went and it just... I had no traction control, no ABS, no cruise control. Goodness me, I've crashed. No parking sensors, no auto hold. It was a nightmare and it beeped at me every time I came to a stop. It just sucked. Honestly, Mark 7 Golfs. Well, base model Mark 7 Golf diesels. I'm not going to recommend it to anyone. It sucks. I hate it. It's literally the worst car I've owned. And I had a really rough Seat Leon 1.9 diesel that was in way worse condition, but at least that was fun to drive. The Golf isn't even fun to drive. It's quick enough. Like, I have no complaints about the acceleration. It's just there's more to cars than just being nippy. I like a bit of personality and character in my cars. The Mark 7's got none of it. It's a shame. The sooner it's gone, the better. I entered one of those car raffle things. 7 days performance. Not a sponsor. They've got a pretty interesting competition going on this. I think it's this weekend or it's next week. I don't know. But basically what it is, you can either win a McLaren and a 700 and something horsepower RS6. You can take the McLaren in 30 grand cash or something like that. Or you can take the RS6 and 105 grand cash, or it's 160,000 altogether. I like doing those car raffle things every now and again. You know, it's nice to dream. I know I'm not going to win. Oh, goodness me. I am driving like utter poop. I mean, the thing is, like, on the very, very, very slight off chance I do, I thought about it. I did think, oh, maybe I'll take the RS6 and the cash. No, I think I'll just take the cash, because what am I going to do with a 750 horsepower wagon? Like, in the UK, it's just not a usable car. I mean, stock it's quick enough. In fact, stock is still actually probably a little bit too quick. I mean, but 700 and something, I think it's like 750, 760 horsepower, it's just way too much. It'd be cool to drive. It'd be really exciting. To be honest, the McLaren would be even more fun. And I'm sure having something like that would be exciting on the like 2 occasions you actually do get to open it up. But truth be told, I just don't have that much of a love for the RS6. I respect it massively. I'm not saying it's a bad car by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, the brand new ones, like, the performance on them is insane. I just don't see myself driving them. They do sound great though. It's no getting around the fact that they have a wicked exhaust note. Well, when the problem is, like, you can't rev them stationary because they all have soft limiters on them. Because I don't know. Apparently, revving your car up to like 7,000 RPM is different than holding it at 3,000 RPM. Who cares? I mean, they're just going to map it and take the soft limiter off anyway, so what's the difference? I don't know. I don't know. This company's ruining cars. Come on. So I think there's 5 races in this championship. 3 grand apiece. Yeah, we'll make a little... Oh, we won't make any profit because the Evo is probably about 15 grand thinking about it, but at least it'll cover the mods. Excuse me. Plus we get a prize car. No idea what it is. Probably something like a Skyline. Which I wouldn't be complaining about. I like a Skyline. I love a Skyline, actually. I think they're awesome. Let's have a look. 323 Primera, S14, Integra, and a CRX. Okay, these ones are actually putting up a bit more of a fight. But then again, we are going for a rolling start. Thing is, if this was real life, the Integra would be the only one here that scares me. I've seen what those DC2s did to cars like this back in the day. Yeah, they don't mess about. Although, what's slower than an FTO? In one video, mind you, I'm sure that was probably just, you know, a one-off type thing. And admittedly, it was like the full fat FTO GXP manual 8,000 RPM 207 horsepower thing. Awesome cars. But yeah, DC2s, man. I'd argue Hondas don't really get better than DC2s. They have to get the Jap spec ones because the American, the Euro spec ones with the circular headlights just look awful. I'm not really too fussed about the way a car looks. Like I said, I like a car that's fun. That's what I really look for. But I just don't like the tiny little circular headlights. I don't get why they changed it. The bar headlights look so much better. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. Evo 4 always stand out to me. I remember it was always my favourite one growing up. I remember seeing one at a car meet at Rockingham Speedway, rest in peace. My brother took me when I was very, very, very young. He had an Astra diesel estate. We went with a bunch of Vauxhall people. One of them had a Vectra VXR estate. Very cool bit of kit. I remember there was like a diesel V6 Signum or something like that there as well, which was pretty hopped up. But yeah, there's 3 cars that stood out to me at that meet. There was a HKS tuned R33 that was making stupid amounts of power. There was a Pulsar GTIR that was running something in the ballpark of 500 horsepower. That was a rocket ship. Like, the way they had it laid out, basically everyone was putting their foot down coming out Rockingham Speedway on that straight road, and it took off like nothing I'd ever seen. Obviously at that point, I mean, I've seen faster cars since then, but like, not many. I think it was a missile. And the other one was just absolutely stunning Evo 4. And then obviously watching Initial D with the white Evo 4 with the Monstar rating on. Is it Monster? Monstar? I know it's written wrong, like, or maybe it's not. Maybe that's a company name. I don't know. Either way, it looks wicked. The big red sticker. Oh, I keep thinking that's the button to look back. I've been playing Forza again, but yeah, like the big red sticker and all the upside down ones on the wing for all the teams he's beaten. I mean, he still lost to Takumi, but in all fairness, or Takumi, I should say. Takumi did say in the in Initial D that if it was any other track, he would have lost. So yeah, Evo Squad were cool. They're definitely probably my favourite stage of Initial D was the Evo one. It was the second stage. Thing is, I'd argue Emperor did more to push Takumi than most of the sort of protagonists. Like, the thing is, he basically helped Takumi blow up his car. Takumi, I keep saying Takumi, what's wrong with me? It's the British in me. British. But like, you know, that race pushed the 8.6 to its limits and all that. And then, you know, in third stage, he went back and raced him again. And it was kind of a tie, I guess. Oh god, I'm crashing. I don't know. It's just cool. I'm sure there's gonna be Initial D fans go, you got this, that, and that wrong. We're just like, shut up, man. Like, just enjoy it. It's a fucking cartoon. Like, anyone watching my videos will know I get shit wrong all the time, and I do not care. You don't come here for facts, you come here to watch an absolute moron talk shit and drive cars into walls every 5 seconds. Otherwise, what have you subscribed for? It certainly isn't the humour or any sort of solid content. Come on. Yes. Oof, use a bar of fuel. I tell you, I would love an Evo. Really would love an Evo. I wouldn't want to service it every 20 seconds, but they are quite cool. Oh dear. Right, let's see what's next. I'm surprised that I haven't seen... I don't think I saw Scuba on here. Nope, there's Fuji, Twin Ring Motegi, and Special Stage Route 5. Actually, I'm saying that I was expecting Skylines and stuff. I just looked at a little picture in the background there. It was all Civics and 323s. I guess I should know what I was getting into. Let's have a look. Lanza. Yeah, it's just regular traffic, isn't it? Oh god, is that the FTO like base model thing? You can't have an FTO without the rear wing. It just doesn't look right. I'm fairly sure it's the 140 horsepower model as well, which just still nice. It's still V6, but most of them are automatic and they're a bit half-assed. I mean, I'd argue at that point you'd be better off with a Hyundai or Hyundai Coupe 2.7, which is car that everyone thinks is dog shit, but actually for a front-wheel drive car has quite a nice chassis. They handle nice, and the V6, yeah, it came from a Tucson or whatever, a Sportage, some shit like that, but it done the job. It was quick enough. Like, the thing is, at the end of the day, you're never going to buy a Hyundai, however you fucking pronounce it, coupe, because you want a race car. It's just a nice thing, like, especially when you consider what the other things that they were making at the time. I say Richard Hammond seemed to rate it a lot back in the day. I mean, I don't tend to really take the word of the Top Gear presenters. I respect them massively. Obviously, massive Top Gear fan, watched it for years. But I find that you can't just rely on what they say to form an opinion on the car. So many people have never driven, for example, like an RCF or an FN2, just because Clarkson says it was bad, everyone goes all over shit. But in reality, a lot of the people that own those cars absolutely love them. So, yeah, you can never just take other people's opinions. Go try shit for yourself. This Glans is ripping. Come on. Come on. That's pretty quick, actually. Is it pulling away? No, don't be silly. It is there. Ooh. I've got him. Let's go. Although I've got to say, the start is significantly quicker than the rest of the pack. Lovely. Ooh. Yeah, can you tell I haven't slept much? My driving is appalling. Well, let's go. Oh dear. Come on. Well, when we get to the end of the game, we do the big sort of test of all the cars and see which one's the quickest and which one's the slowest or whatever. I think this is going to be quite close to the bottom of the pack. It's quick, like comparative to like the competition, but in terms of some of the stuff that we've built, especially since obviously I had the big reset in the game and had to sort of work my way back up everything again. This is a rip. Like this is going to get absolutely ripped apart. But you know, what I'm going to probably do is it'll be quite a long video, so I'm going to actually try and edit that one, and it'll be like a voiceover where you just see a clip of each of the car go around doing like a lap or something, and from there, like I'm probably going to do like time lapse at Scuba or something. You know, keep it fair, good mix of cornering and straight line. Plus, it's a good reference for anyone that's watched like Hot Version or whatever. You know, you sort of know what's a good time around there. Stuff like the Benz Motorwagen and all that rubbish. Like if we win those, I won't bother driving them. I'm not going to put myself through that torture. Basically, it's going to be cars that you've seen on the channel that are actually built or I've bought just out of, you know, me saying, oh, that's nice. No doubt I've probably bought about 15 of the same car, just not realising, oh, because in the back of my head I go, I like those. Yeah, this is cool. Ooh. So, test drive Solar Crown, that's getting close to coming out, isn't it? I've got to say, I looked at the car list and I was quite disappointed. A lot of it seems like it's carryover from TDU2, which is kind of shocking, really, considering how long they've had to get licensing for newer cars. A lot of it seems like they got licensing in like 2014, 15, and gone, yeah, that'll do. I'm hoping like they're going to add more cars to the game as it goes along, but I don't know. I'm going to play it. I'm just not sure it's going to quite hold up as well as the older ones did. Because I really enjoy Test Drive 1 and 2. Well, Test Drive Unlimited 1 and 2, I should say. Test Drive, like the original Test Drives from way back in the day. I've not played those. I don't know if it's even worth my time. I kind of struggle with older racing games, I have to admit. I mean, Gran Turismo 1 and 2, they're good fun, but I'm used to those. The console I played the most growing up was a PS1, really. Well, when I was a wee kid, anyway. Wee meaning small, for those of you that don't know. But other than that, yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. I remember trying a lot of racing games out on the PS2 and finding quite a lot of them that I didn't like. I found a lot of them that I did like. You know, it was by complete off chance I found that Kaido Racer, or Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2, whatever the fuck it's called. And I love that. That's rapidly become one of my all-time favourite games, just full stop. Ooh. Here we go. CRXs are cool. They are cool. Although I've got to say, I don't think I'd ever buy one. Like, if I was going to buy a Honda project car, it'd be an EG, or an EK, EJ, you know, something like that. I'd even buy the one that they turned into a Rover before I bought a CRX. They're cool, I love looking at them, and I respect them massively. They just don't do anything for me. Like, it's just not a car I sort of aspire to own. I'm sure if I drove a B16 one, I'd change my my tone very quickly. But I don't know, there's a lot of other Hondas I'd like to try. To be honest with you, the one that I really would quite like to have a go in and potentially own at some point is a Accord Type R. Those look really fun. Big spoiler, massive cannons on the back, the Type R seats and stuff. I could be wrong, I probably am wrong, but I want to say that was the first Type R you could buy in the UK. I'll need to double check that. I won't, but please someone let me know if I'm wrong. All right, you know, it'd be nice to sort of be told, yeah, you got it correct for once. But no, they're just cool cars, man. Or Prelude, how you pronounce it, I don't really care. 2.2 VTI manual. All the ones that I find for sale are automatics, and all the manuals I find are rotten. Which is a shame, because they're great cars. Oh dear. So with me having to do jury service, I've been having to travel out of town quite a lot to get there. It's about a 50-minute drive. And I've been doing a lot of car spotting on my journeys, as you can probably imagine. In the car park there was this white Jag F-Type SVR. I've not seen the SVR in person, and I thought the wing in pictures looked a bit ridiculous, and it still looks ridiculous in person. The normal F-Type is a much more elegant looking thing, but God, what a cool car. I'm a Jag man as well, I've got to admit, I love Jaguars. I struggle to find a Jaguar that I don't like. I mean, I'm not a big fan of diesel ones, like the 2 or 4-cylinder diesel ones, I should say. The whole point of a Jag is it should have a 6-cylinder engine, at the very least. But yeah, I do love them. I was sat there looking at it thinking, Yeah, I could live with an F-Type. That'd be a nice car. I'd love a classic Jag, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, you can get like XJs and stuff, I suppose. Those are cool. I wouldn't mind one of those. Thing is, if I had something like that though, it's not really a lot you can do with them. I can't leave shit alone, so I'd want to get one. Like I'd want to get a straight six one, sort of bore it, stroke it out, and you know, make it sound nice and a bit more peppy. And then like by the time you've done that, you spend more money than the car's worth. Like if it's like an old XJ or something. XJR, that'd be really cool. I know Auto Alex had the 4 litre straight six one. That was just wicked, supercharged, big nasty thing. Our car looks very dated by today's standards. Like it does look as old as it is, but I gotta say I quite like that about it. The later V8 was also an awesome bit of kit. They sound incredible, those things. Proper raw V8 sound. Oh god, I do apologise. Just knocking everything over at the minute. Oh goodness me, no! Oh, not conquer the wall, that's fine. Oh, the fog lights come on at night time. That's sick. What a cool looking car. So Mitsubishi knew what they were doing with this. It's such a shame that they've gone as downhill as they have. It breaks my heart that they went from making cool stuff like this and the 3000 GTE/GTO and the Airtrek Turbo and the Pajero Mini and all that to making some really mundane rubbish. I mean, who actually wants to buy an Eclipse Cross? Or an Outlander? Or the other thing, the ASX or whatever. Or a Mirage of all things. Like, the new Mirage is so tragic. Just buy any other city car. Any other city car. It's such a shame. It really is. I know a lot of people hate on the Evo 10, but I quite like the Evo 10. I've got to admit. I know, oh, it's not 4G63 and all this. And it's like, whatever. Who cares? Who actually cares? Like, it's still a really cool car. There's an MX-5 in this race and a sneaker. And we're off. Is it an NA? I think it is. Those are getting worth some money now, which is ridiculous, really. Then again, they're all rotted, or they've all been bought to be drifted, or they're all show cars now. It always cracks me up when you see one that's like wide-bodied, like massive spoiler and stuff, and it's still got stock 1.6, and it's just got a straight pipe on it. Like, what are you doing? I'd much rather like not spend money on a wide body and stuff like that to make it just look awful anyway, and actually invest some money into proper suspension, brakes, tyres, just make it a proper momentum car. Yeah, you can go down the route of boost and all that. There's the Rocketeer kits that put the Jag V6 in, which is kind of cool. Not something I would be interested in doing. If I was going to buy something with Jag V6, I'd just buy a Jag. I'd rather have an S-Type. I don't. If I wanted a small 6-cylinder 2-seater, I'd buy a Z4 or a Z3 or an SLK, or even a Chrysler Crossfire because I quite like those. I don't know. I'm gonna get so much shit for that, but I actually think the Crossfire is an alright car, especially for the money you can pick them up for these days. Like $2 to $3 grand buys you one. It's never going to be the best sports car in the world. It's never going to set the world on fire. But I don't think it's as ugly as everyone says it is. The coupe's not great, but the convertible was actually quite a handsome looking thing from the outside. Interior's rubbish, but it is on all Chrysler products from that era. And at the end of the day, it's a Mercedes drivetrain, so it could be worse. Genuinely could be a much worse car than it actually is. So no, I like Crossfire. SRT6 ones are really cool. Supercharged and all that. I'd happily have one actually. Thinking about it, I would genuinely spend money, my own money on one. I know people hate them. Like, people really do hate those things. And sure, if you're going into it expecting it to be the most dynamic sports car in the world, then I get why it'd be a letdown. But also, if you're going into something, if you're going into a Chrysler product from the early 2000s expecting it to be like dynamic and fun to drive, you're an idiot. Like, I'm sorry to say, but you are a weapons grade moron. Look, one of my favourite cars is a Chrysler 300C, like the SRT8. I just love the way they look. I think they sound cool. I like the fact it's got that, 400 plus horsepower heavy. But I'm not gonna, for a second, pretend like it's got a nice interior or it's a proper like sports car or anything, because it really isn't. It's outclassed by everything else in its class, apart from the engine department, I guess. But like, they're about 15 grand for an SRT8 in this country, which is like used RS4 or RS5 money. Like, well, maybe not RS4, but you can. I've seen RS5s for that sort of money. You used to be able to get an exercise F for that money, but not anymore. But 335i, 340i, 440i, S5, supercharged V6, like all for the same money, if not less money. All of them much better equipped, much nicer interiors, probably better dynamically. But I'd rather have the 300C. And just accept the fact that when I go into a corner, it's going to roll over like it's in the ocean. I must admit, I remember Spears the Amazing HD. I think it is the full title. I can't remember. I haven't watched him in years. I stopped watching it when he started doing like TikTok videos and all that sort of stuff. I've got no interest in TikTok. It's brain rot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll sit and scroll for Instagram, and that's just as bad. But most of the stuff I see on Instagram is either animal related or car related or music related. A lot of times it's like my mate's band's doing well and just, I mean, bloody hell. My mate Jake, he's in a band called Unpeople. They just played the Heavy Metal Awards. They opened for Metallica a few months ago now, I should say. It's just so mad seeing someone that I like met at these jam nights I go to on a Thursday. I've spoken with plenty of times. I've got up and jammed with him on stage. He's now a really, really successful band making some awesome tunes. But anyway, well, like with Instagram, like most of the time I'm looking at like videos of birds of prey because that stuff interests me. But TikTok, it's just people like doing voiceovers and dancing and like using AI to chat about other things and then stealing other people's audio. It's like, what is the point of it actually? And then you get people that are like, oh, I'm a TikTok creator. What the fuck does that mean? I've gone off a tangent. I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh no, it's gone. Ooh. Oh, it's a pretty shit car. Ah. A lot of foul language in this one. I can tell I've had a bad week. I don't care. So I've got the All Japan GT Championship. I don't know what that gives you actually. I know I've got a car that will do it. I wonder if... Surely not. No, it's... Okay, let me go chuck some money at the end. See, okay. I can turbo it. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not spending that amount of money. Engine. Or it's... Bugger me. I bet it's already got the full exhaust on it, yeah. Full weight reduction. Yep. I just don't... I mean, we'll make our money back as we get 100 grand for the championship. I mean, 600 horsepower, okay, come on. I was going to just use the 350Z again, but I kind of want to use the CLK touring car. I'm going to change the oil on it. Oh, can we get some pretty cursed wheels for it? It's got good oil in it anyway, but we might as well just change it in case it does just bump up the horsepower just a touch. I love this generation of CLK. They've aged like milk. Like, they look as old as they are, but I kind of like that. But I think Mercedes date themselves quite badly. Like, every Mercedes looks as old as it is, in my opinion. But I don't think that's necessary. Ah. Oh well. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I like a car that looks old. Like, I like something that looks like it comes from the 80s. It's not that much more powerful than our bloody... what's it called? SL600. But I shall end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. In the next video, it will either be a Midnight Club video or a Tokyo Extreme Racer video, or we'll be using this. Maybe you'll see 2 videos. We'll see. But thank you very much for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.